sous une telle latitude au niveau de l'équateur n'aurait pas pu survivre si elle n'était pas pigmentée noire dès son apparition.
So it's clear that any humanity that had its birth in that region could not have survived in an equatorial region without pigmentation.
La nature ne crée rien au hasard et elle a protégé l'humanité qui est née sous l'équateur en Afrique par un écran de mélanine. C'est ce qui fait que les premiers hommes étaient nécessairement noirs tant qu'ils n'étaient pas encore sortis de l'Afrique.
Nature doesn't do anything by chance, and it's for that reason that humanity, mankind that was born in a sub-equatorial region was given melanin to protect its skin, and it's for that reason that it is clear, it is certain that first man had to be a black man.
It was wonderful to have such a giant of an African to be so sensitive, to be so caring, so loving, so caring. And when you know of his work with his family, the building of his home, I described him in my presentation here as the Akhenaten of our age. He was a brother who had a consciousness of the beginning, who wanted to create a new concept of the oneness of God, who wanted to create a new city of God, which is to build a new home for himself and set a pattern for the transmission of our truth. And he didn't base it in Atlanta, the metropolis of the South, or in Chicago, the metropolis of the Midwest, or New York, the metropolis of the nation. He came south, down to the homeland. He returned back to where our people have their deepest roots. And it was from this place that he made his own contribution. So we will be forever indebted for having passed with him in this phase of African consciousness, and he'll never be forgotten. I consider it an honor to hear the phone ring and pick it up and hear him start to recite his poetry without even saying hello or I'm not even African man. He just started reciting it, and it was good. It was good. I think that the one thing that I want to happen more than almost anything else is for the world to know who he was. He was more than just a giant.
I thought I was revolutionary in my militancy and my activism, but here was a man who took his mind and did the same things that we were doing in the streets, just taking over buildings and leading marches and holding demonstrations, and he was making poetry, and he was reaching out and grabbing the best of our minds and putting it on television. There are people who would never have seen Dr. Ben, Wikipedia, Francis Wells, Dr. Jeffries, Camille Yabo, Marimba Army. He was presenting us to these people. And not just presenting us, but he understood what he wanted us to get to our people. And the way he approaches questioning, his attitude about what he said, the way he would lead you into giving the information he wanted the people to have. And his genuine interest and understanding. He didn't just interview you and then on about his business, which is someplace else. But he was about the same bank of knowledge that we were about, the same school of thought and vision on the African truth. And so I learned to appreciate the fact that he knew how to love. Love wasn't a mystery to Mr. Wells. He was honest. Honesty wasn't a mystery. He wasn't committed to try hard to do.
When one is engaged in a psychological war with a racist, what is the best way to subdue him or her?
That's very difficult. It's very difficult because I believe there are different kinds of racists. I believe that there are racists out of ignorance. I believe that there are racists out of insecurity. And I believe that there are racists out of mental illness. Okay? Now, you have to deal with those types of racists in different ways. Now, there are racists who are racist simply because they have misinformation. They simply don't know any better. They don't know that they have been taught ignorance. They don't know that they've been taught that Europeans have done everything that white
people the best there is. They don't understand that. They simply don't have contrary information. Now, that kind of racism can be helped by giving them information, by simply saying, here's the facts. Here's this indication of black intelligence, black civilization, black power, all these things. You can correct that kind of racism. And they will change. They would change their attitudes. They would change their conduct. Now, there's another, an associate psychologist, a friend of yours, maybe a colleague. That's the word I'm looking for. He has stated that the more white people become aware of your genius, black genius, the more afraid of you they will become. Okay. For example, you look at the situation now in Japan, where people used to laugh at the Japanese. Now that they've become too competent, they want to deal with them. How do you see that in light of your statement you just made, that the uninformed racist can be helped by giving him or her information? Okay, it's not possible that when you give him that information on the black genius, that he or she will not recoil. I was trying to get to the other side. Okay. You're quite, the insecure racist will be devastated by that information. And that's why the strategies have got to be different. And a part of what you got to understand is the difference in those races. The fact is that at least if you argue with some white people, it will make a difference. Some of them, very few of them, but some of them, it will make a difference. That is, give them information to correct them. But you're quite right. The vast majority of white people are racist because of their own insecurity. They don't trust their own capability, despite the fact that the whole culture tells them how powerful they are. So we need to give those people ideas and indications of black genius. It will frighten them, and they'll become even more strident, even more vehement, even more determined in their determination to be racist. That's a large number of them. Then there's another group of racists who are sick, who are so sick that it doesn't matter what you tell them, what they see, what they understand. They're going to maintain beyond a shadow of a doubt of the total inferiority of everybody black and the total superiority of everybody white.
It's almost like he flew under the radar because no one knew that this incredibly broad impact had already been made. It's kind of like a poem that I like to cite by the British historian and literary giant Gerald Massey. And it goes something like this. It says, truth is all-powerful with its silent power, and working secretly, it's only whispered and never heard aloud, working secretly except in some excommunicated book. Truth is like lightning with its errand done before you hear the thunder. And I think that's really what's happening. I think Listervelt was lightning, and we still have to hear the thunder. That report is going to be coming for a long time.
On a personal note, Listervelt, Middleton, and I were friends and colleagues for more than 20 years. And even though his physical presence is no longer with us, the legacy of his work and his spirit will remain indelibly etched in our hearts and in our minds.
you've seen most of this series, I'm sure you understand how the creation of two myths, two lies, produced much of the problems we face concerning black-white relations. For in an effort to create the myth of white superiority, Europeans, including European Americans, had to create the myth of black or African inferiority. Europeans saw that only by claiming for themselves that which had been created by Africans could they spread the seeds of black inferiority around the globe. And that they did with such calculated precision that they were able to get the African to reject his own skin, reject his own God. The negative indoctrination of black people by some white Americans reminds one of how elephants are trained. It is said that the elephant trainer starts off training the elephant by putting a large chain around the elephant's neck and pulling on the chain to make the elephant respond to different commands. The elephant trainer uses smaller and smaller chains to get the same responses he had obtained with the more cumbersome chain until finally he is able to use not a chain, but a string. The cumbersome and unwieldy chains of slavery around the world were thrown away after black people had been trained how to respond to alien commands. Many of us are walking around thinking that we have chains on our feet and minds, not knowing that a mere string is keeping us in check. This string is the myth of white superiority and invincibility. What happens when the elephant discovers that a mere string has been stretching between it and independent power? We should all look around ourselves and dare to step beyond the boundaries that have been set for us and our children. Thank you and good evening.